Welcome back. We've been talking a lot lately about exponents. We've gone over whole numbers with a positive index. We've gone over whole numbers with a negative index. And today we're going to talk about fractions with exponents. The best way to talk about fractions with exponents is just to work through some examples. It's a pretty straightforward process, so let's jump in. Let's walk through one example in more detail, and then we can work through a couple more. Take the fraction 2/3 to the fourth power. The very first thing you want to make sure is that you have the parenthesis around the entire fraction, because 2 to the fourth power over 3 is not the same thing as 2/3 to the fourth power. When looking at 2/3 to the fourth power, what this is basically saying is you're going to multiply 2/3 by itself 4 times. So let's write it out in expanded form first. 2/3 times 2/3 times 2/3 times 2/3. We multiply this just as any other fraction would be done, and can start with our numerator of 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and we get 16. Next, we multiply the denominators, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, and we get 81. So 2/3 to the fourth power is equal to 16 over 81. But did you notice something that we just did? Basically, what we did is we took the fourth power and applied it to the numerator as well as the denominator. So you could also think about it this way. You could write it as 2 to the fourth power over 3 to the fourth power without the parentheses. Let's look at a few more examples. Remember, we write the entire fraction out in expanded form and then multiply the numerators and denominators. Don't forget, you still may need to simplify at the end. First example, 1/3 to the fourth power. We can write this out in expanded form as 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3. We multiply our numerators together and we get 1. We multiply our denominators together and we get 81. 1 over 81. Next example, 2/8 squared. This is the same thing as 2/8 times 2/8. We multiply our numerators and we get 4. Denominators and we get 64. Our answer is 4 over 64, but I bet it can be simplified further. Does 4 go into 64? Yep, so let's divide our numerator and denominator by 4, and we get 1 over 16. Example 3, 3/5 cubed. This is the same thing as 3/5 times 3/5 times 3/5. We know 3 cubed is the same as 27. We also know that 5 cubed is 125. So our result is 27 over 125. All right, last example, 4/5 squared. Same thing as 4/5 times 4/5. We multiply our numerators together and we get 16. Denominators together and we get 25. Our answer is 16 over 25. Pretty straightforward, right? Just remember that you need to make sure that the parenthesis is around the entire fraction for it to be done this way. The parenthesis is telling you that the entire fraction will be multiplied by itself over and over again. You can write the fraction out in expanded form and solve for it, or you can apply the index to both numerator and denominator and solve that way. Either one will work. I hope these videos are helpful. If they are, click that like button and drop me a comment. Thanks for watching.